There are a lot of people out there right now debating the existence of God. And many of the logical arguments that appear on the internet are for atheism, or for the belief that there isn't a God or a deity of some form. And while I can't say that I disagree with their arguments, I do think it's a little bit unfair that the people who are believers don't really seem to have decent arguments back. Now, some people would say, "Oh, well, then that just means that obviously the atheists are right." But I don't know. I don't know. I've gone over it for a long part of my young life, and I'm not seeing how they're so definitively right. Um, One of the things that definitely keeps coming back to me, and I'm surprised that no one has asked this question yet. Like, no one, at least that I've come across, has asked this question yet to an atheist before. My question is, why does God have to be good? And I I mean, I really like that. I feel like that's a legitimate question. Why does the supreme infinite being of the universe, the whatever this concept is that we want to attribute it to, why does that have to be good? And why does good also have to line up with our concept of good? Like, how come it can't be that God is good because he says he's good? I mean, he creates everything, so then pretty much when he says it's good, then it is, right? I feel like the one of the problems that a lot of atheist arguments that I hear is missing, or rather the problems that they're accepting in their arguments, is that they believe in this concept of good as though it supersedes the infinite deity that the believers believe in. That God cannot help but be good. And good constrains this God and this infinite power to a certain set of actions. And I would say that that's not the case, right? Because the deity is supposed to be infinite. The deity is supposed to be omnipotent, omnipresent, all that kind of stuff. So then if we start with that and we assume those things, then the rest of it sort of just falls in line. I mean, he doesn't have to be good because we agree that he's good. He's good because he says he's good. It's a period. And I mean, I have other deeper and more like complicated arguments to back that up and to go with it, but just off the top of my head, that's just one thing I wanted to ask the internet. I want people to respond. I want people to challenge me. I want to hear your arguments, because where I am right now, no one seems to have a decent retort for that, at least as an atheist, that's logical. I've heard a lot of good rhetoric, but then that just comes down to value judgments, right? Oh, well, this makes me feel comfortable and that makes you feel comfortable. And, I'm not going to blame anybody for choosing what makes them feel good. It's just, what bothers me is when atheists believe that they are right, just like believers did 500 years ago. And now, like, they're persecuting believers because they think, everything's all good. And persecuting is probably a pretty harsh word, but I think you guys get where I'm going.